everyone, I'm back again. This is, well, it snowed again this morning, but very little. Enough to cause a 2-hour delay for school, which is always fun. So I'm on my way to work now, but I figured I would do another video real quick because it's been a while, and I just brought my car in for the 2-year service. I'm happy to announce that I really have nothing earth-shattering to say. The only problem I really have with this car is this silly radio, and I mean, even that is not a huge issue. It does freeze here and there, and what I mean by that is, if you've seen my other videos, you know, like the map will freeze in place, the radio will freeze as to where whatever it says, like whatever song I'm playing or whatever on the radio, will just freeze, and the radio will still work, songs will keep going, so sometimes it takes me a while to realize that it's even frozen. And then obviously the hybrid area in the lower left there, the hybrid monitoring system freezes as well, so I don't know, how much battery I have or what's going on, but that's not a huge deal. And then other times it will just go completely black, like a full black screen, or half black, where either the GPS is black or the other two. No matter how it freezes, I just have to hold down the power button for a few seconds, and it's kind of like a computer. It will turn off and then like reboot itself, and it's pretty quick. And I use the down here I have a little that's a 16 gig SanDisk drive there, and that's what I play the most, so I'm wondering if that's partly why I'm always locking up. I don't have a ton of music on that. I'd say I always forget how much music I have. Maybe like 3 gigs. It's not a ton on that, so it shouldn't freeze. It shouldn't be so bad. This radio is just very slow with reading that, and it's not the best, but that's minor when it really comes to, I would say the main part here is that the car obviously, is running very well and does not have, has not had any issues. Let's see here, I don't have many miles on it, so trip, here we go, 13,546 miles, and it's been 2 years and almost a month, so 25 months. This is not my only vehicle. It's another reason why it's kind of hard for me to really suggest, like, should you buy this car, shouldn't you? I always suggest that, careful what you listen to on YouTube reviews for myself and others. Don't let something, a little pet peeve that someone might have about any car deter you from, buying it, or your thoughts on the car. I always suggest go sit in the car, see if you're comfortable. If you are, test drive it, obviously if you like it, and go from there. Obviously do as much research as you can, because everybody brings up good points, more or less, here and there, or bad points about the car, which would be beneficial as well. But for my use, I'm very happy with this car. I do have my girls now. My twin girls are 5 years old. They have actually, let me slow down here. I'll show you. This is their current car seat. It's like a booster with a back. It's hard to film. Yeah, I have 2 of them back there, and a lot more space for them now than when they had the full-size chairs that I guess they used till like almost 4 years old. It goes by weight, actually. I think until they hit, like, I think we swapped them out, like, I forget, between 35 and 40 pounds, something like that. So yeah, that's been really nice. I have the cloth seats, so they are good at wrecking those and getting them quite dirty. I will say that the cloth probably doesn't clean as well as the leather, but I also haven't attempted to clean it at all. Not that it's horrible, but maybe you can see. Yeah. I always feel like the camera sees it worse. Like, the camera can actually somehow see that better. Oh, sorry about that. Then like I see it. Whenever I see it through the camera, I'm like, oh wow, it is pretty bad. Where in real life, it doesn't. It looks more like maybe a little bit of gray on on the black where it's dirty. Anyways, here's this new house I'm always checking out. So, what else can I say about the car? Yeah, it's just a good car. Like, I really like it. I work for a school system doing IT work, and I drive around during the day and on my back roads. And as you can see, I'm on my way to work right now. I'm always on back roads, and right now we're averaging 32 miles per gallon. It's snowy and 29 degrees. So in the summer, I'm averaging like close to 40 right now on this commute. At this point of it, I'd say. So for me, it's a great car as far as my commute, which is around 7 miles, mostly back roads. I'm on the highway for around 2.5 miles of that, but most of the time I'm driving through Hartford for those 2 miles, and it's, especially on the way home, it's slow going, so it doesn't really feel like a highway at all. Let's see right now to give you an update on this tank. Look, I'm under a half tank. I'm at like 3/8 maybe. And it's saying I have 166, sorry, it's not really focusing well. 166 miles till empty, and I've been averaging 33.6 on this tank, which is actually pretty good for the winter. The hybrid definitely, if you notice now, I don't have the heat on, and it's 29 degrees. I'm kind of crazy like that. Most of the time I just forget to turn the heat on. If my wife's in the car, we always have the heat on. It definitely does affect MPG, I will say. It's not obviously it's worth it. It's not a huge difference, but it is a noticeable difference where when your heat's on, the car will always, when it's warming up, it will run and run and run till it can be warm enough so it can warm the cabin, where if the heat's not on, the car is more apt to shut off. Like, it'll shut off at stop signs or red lights and just coasting whenever it can, even when it's not quite up to temperature, where right now for me it is up to temp. So I could turn the heat on and I'm still EV sitting here parked because I'm up to temperature, where I'm gonna turn off because I don't know how loud that is for you guys. It's quite loud. If the car was not warm and I had just left my house, even I park in a garage, which is a lot warmer than it is outside. Not a ton, but whatever. What's my garage, like 40 degrees, maybe 45? And it still affects it. The car takes a lot, it runs a lot more often when it's trying to warm up the engine just to drive and also to heat the car. So now we just went up to 35 MPG. I'm at a red light, the car's off, and I would say I've driven around 5 miles. I dropped my kids off at school, which is like a mile out of my way, so maybe I've driven 4 miles. So yeah, the car's been good. I have no want to like go buy anything else right now. If Toyota does redo this car next year, I might think about let's see, next year would be the 2019 model. If they redesign it then, maybe in 20, I'll exchange this one and get a newer one. If I like it, I would hope it has better numbers as far as MPG and horsepower. I don't even really care about horsepower. That's another thing, if you haven't noticed, if you've seen the green down there, I'm always driving in the eco mode. I did do a video on like this car 0 to 60 and stuff and put it in the sport mode, and I will say it makes a huge difference, that sport mode, but really all it does, I feel, is remap the gas, so you hardly have to push it and it just gives it a lot more gas. It feels like it's going quicker, but it's just not really worth it to me. Like I said, I do have another car. My other car is a Infiniti G37 convertible, so that's like my little fun car, and if I want to go fast, I just take that out. And before that, I had a BMW M3. So I really don't need speed out of this car. That's not why I bought this car or anything. I like to just tool around. As you can see here, my commute, I'm coming up to another light that just turned red, because that's what they like to do to me. It seems like I'm going red light to red light, and that's where this car really shines. Also, it's fairly flat around here, and that obviously helps my MPG a lot. If you live in an area with a lot of hills, the car will obviously struggle more to get, you know, I'm up to 36.1 MPG for this trip right now, and my battery's about half. What else? I put a tow hitch on my car and have not really towed much with it, so I can't really say much on that besides the little I did tow was fine. I just towed my jet ski around. Again, very short commutes though. Our cottage is like less than a mile from the boat launch, so all these things I do, it's like not really real world for me to tell you, oh, this car's great at towing, because I don't really tow far enough to. It's like someone that buys something on Amazon and uses it for one day and gives it a great review, and then the next day it craps out. Like, maybe you should have waited a little while before you gave a review on the thing. But yeah, I feel that way with my mileage too. Like, this is a Toyota Rav4, nothing new here. It's new because it's a hybrid, so that is cool. But the hybrid system, I'm guessing, is very similar. Besides the fact that it's got it's very similar to the Prius, besides the fact that it has, you know, the other motors, electric motors powering the rear wheels. If you're new to this car and don't know anything about it, it's all-wheel drive. All the hybrid Toyota RAV4s are, at least for 16, 17, and 18, the years, are all-wheel drive with no axle connecting the front. It's not called an axle, I don't know what it's called. No, oh, what is that called? Whatever it's called, connecting the front wheels and the back wheels. The rear wheels are electric only, and they only come on if the front wheels slip or if the car's slipping. I don't know exactly how it works, but it's this intelligent all-wheel drive system, and it works really well. I drive this, you know, I work for school, so I drive in the snow all the time, but if there's a delay, like, you know, the school's all delay, so the roads are better. So by the time I drive to work, the roads are just fine. I probably don't even need all-wheel drive, and I live in Connecticut, but my driveway is quite a hill, and obviously on the weekends and stuff, I could run into snow, so I do like having the all-wheel drive. But as I was saying, it's a Toyota vehicle. I have 13,000 miles on it. It should not have any issues. It doesn't, besides the radio. Oh, you know, I have my window down. My kids must have put the window down in the back. I always blame my kids. I probably hit the button by accident when I was unlocking the doors for them. Oh, another red light for me. Lovely. So, yeah, 13,550 miles now. I'm about to get on the highway. So, to this point, if I worked at a school in Hartford, I would have got a 35.9 MPG. I'll probably do better than that by the time I get to my school, which is probably 3 miles away. So here we go. There's the big bad boy city of Hartford. I'm joking. Yeah, Hartford's nothing special. But no matter how small the city is, we still have a ton of traffic, which just yuck, just like every other city. And then here, everyone has to get over here when I'm trying to get on. Well, whatever. So what else can I say? Well, one thing I want to say is, you know, if you're thinking about buying one of these vehicles, definitely check out my videos. I have over 20 of this car alone. This is the only car I do videos on. I was the second one in the Toyota Hartford dealer to buy one. I could have bought it in December of 15, mine's a 16, but that was in Manchester, Connecticut, and they just didn't have the deal yet. They didn't have my colors, so mine's white, they had silver, and I just didn't want that. And the Hartford dealer beat the Manchester offer by like almost $1,000, and Manchester had already gone down like 500 because I went there twice and yada yada. But so I bought it early. they didn't really come around till December of 15 that year. And like I said, I have a lot of videos up, so if you have any questions, anything I missed, feel free to comment, and I'll try my best to help you out. I do realize that my car's getting older now. Like, I know the 16, I'm not sure how different the 18 is, but I'm hoping that at least some standard features are different, and maybe they did an update. I should say that every time I go to Toyota, like, I've gone there 4 times now, because they give the 2-year, there's another one in dark gray, the LE, Toyota gives you the 2-year maintenance with all their cars. So every 6 months you bring it in, and every time I would tell them that the radio freezes, because this happened very early. I'd say this started at like the 2nd or 3rd month of ownership, and every time they tell me they do some kind of update to it, and every time I kind of cross my fingers and then it freezes again. But I'd say I've been doing pretty well. And when I say it freezes a lot, a bad month it freezes like maybe 4 or 5 times, so maybe once a week. Or honestly, actually, it seems like it has these touchy times where, like, a few days ago it did this like 3 days in a row it froze, and then since then it's probably been 8 or 9 days and it hasn't at all. And I'm not really like a huge radio guy. Obviously, I didn't get the JBL system in here or anything. Like, I don't even know if they offer that still, but when I bought, they had an upgraded, like, I don't know, 8-speaker one or something, maybe more speakers. I don't know how many speakers, but obviously a better system. And I was like, oh, I don't really care about the radio, but I do care about the thing freezing and locking up. So you saw we were on the highway for a very short period there, and MPG went down a little bit here, let off the gas, it goes EV only. Got no one behind me, and I'm gonna roll up to like a red light soon. So now I'm EV only. I can go up to that eco thing, so I'm pushing down farther on the gas now, and I'm still EV only until it hits eco on the left tack there. That will turn the gas engine on once I go above that. But here I'm coming up to this red light. As you can see, because I was on the highway, the battery is almost fully charged. A full charge is 6 out of 8 bars. Toyota doesn't have it charged all the way up. I have gotten all 8 bars, but you have to really be coasting a lot. If you're on the gas a lot and then you go down a big hill with your brakes on, especially, it will go up, but not really necessary. So I'm only like a half mile from work. I might be able to get this up to 37 MPG for my commute, so it's pretty impressive. It's now showing it's 30 degrees here. Like I said though, the EV, I mean, you know, the hybrid definitely struggles more in cold weather. Well, I'm not gonna get 37 here. Maybe I'll get 36 and a half, but whatever. I'm pretty happy with the 36, seeing it's late January in Connecticut. It snowed. See, I'm really just like gentle on the gas right now, keeping the gas engine off. This road's not quite plowed as well. Here's my parking lot. This thing's showing that I still have a lot of my bars, and I'm just in my parking lot now. I'm gonna go over and see if it got closer to 37 than I thought it would. And there you go, parked at work. So let's see, I think I went 8.2 miles. You could tack on like another mile because I dropped my kids off at school. So between like 9.5 miles, 28 minutes it took me because it's all back roads and it's slow when I drop my kids off. But a tick under 37 MPG for this trip. But like I said, I'm averaging for this tank 33.7. It's mostly back roads. I'll give you an update on my gas MPG now. I'll try to put a screen print up of sorts. I think last fill up was my worst one because it was bitterly cold here. It didn't get over 32 degrees, over the freezing point, for 10 straight days. And obviously I had my heat running then, and the car suffered. I think I got 29 miles per gallon, or it might have been 28. I think it was 29 though. It's just very rare. I think I've only had like 2 or 3 fill-ups in these 13,000 miles that I've gotten under 30. So I'd say that I've said this many times, the Toyota estimate for this car is 34 city, 31 MPG on the highway, and I think it's 33 combined, and I'd say that's very fair. If you're not like really on the throttle, if you don't have a heavy right foot, then you're going to be able to achieve that MPG without a problem. And if you are gentle with it and coast a lot and just like take your time, you can easily obviously beat those numbers, as I just showed here and I've showed on many of my other videos, especially in a warmer climate or just like in the summer, wherever you are. What else? So also, I don't know if you've seen or if you care, but YouTube switched their policy where creators need X amount of minutes, I don't know what it is, and 1,000 subscribers to get paid, or to monetize their site, I should say. So I'm short on subscribers, so if you're watching this video and you could help me out, hit that subscribe button. I need, I'm only halfway there. I need 1,000 subs, and I think I have just over 500 in 2 years. So, and it's gonna stop in like 2-3 weeks, but any little bit will help. And that's pretty much how I've been. I'm like, oh wow, I watch a lot of different people's videos and do like them, and I never sub. So now I'm like, oh, if I can help them out, I'll definitely sub, because what does it really matter to me? Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, just hit me up in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Take care.